Lions. I wanted to do this last night, but I took a little bit of time, a couple hours, to basically recover from what I seen last night and what I went through as a Lions fan. Something I've been going through for a majority of my life. I'm 32 years old, man. And to be honest, we ain't seen this shit a little bit too much, man. And it leaves you hopeless as a Lions fan, as a diehard Lions fan that just went through 0-16, that's went through countless years of the franchise struggling, and it makes you sit back and it makes you hopeless. Finally, you get a team. You know, I believe in this team. I think this team is a different team. I think they got a different mentality. I think that this team can win it. I think this team is good enough to win. I think it's good enough to be a contender. And when you go out there and you play the referees and a Hall of Famer, you're going to lose. Countless calls from countless games where this shit happens. Not just this game. The Kansas City game earlier this year. Atlanta game. The Atlanta game from a couple years ago where Golden Tate got in. Seattle Seahawks game when he batted the ball out the back of the end zone. The Dallas Cowboy playoff game. Calvin Johnson and the Bears. Like, this shit happens a little bit too much, man. And I'm tired of hearing sorry. Now I know how a kid that don't know if wrestling is real or not, watching his daddy fight for the WWE championship, and somebody runs in and cheats him out the title, and that kid's at home fucked up. Nah, this is how it feels. It's just, it's crazy, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing this shit, man. And now we stuck here as Lions fans, diehard Lions fans. What do? Do we just tune out and stop watching the team that we love? You're still going to watch, Lions fans. We're still going to watch because that's our team. Sunday come around, we're going to root them on against Minnesota. We're going to watch still. We're going to do it. But this is fucked up. I don't know what has to happen from the NFL. A no contest, something. Something's got to give. But this can't keep going on. There's too many instances to where this shit is hurting us. People keep saying, well, if you score touchdowns instead of threes, then you win the game. That's some of the stupidest shit I ever heard. Points are points. And goddamn it, they put up enough points last night to win the game. At the time of the first hands to the face penalty, the Lions was up 2 possessions. In the fourth quarter, I think it was like 9 minutes left. Something of that nature. Up 2 possessions, 9 points in the fourth quarter. They get off the field. They get a stop. They got a sack. Which means, at that point, Green Bay is going to punt the ball away. The Lions is going to get the ball, run some time off, if not score. Run some more time off. It's still a 2-possession ball game at that time. Even if they go 3 and out, that's still time coming off the clock. Whereas Green Bay don't have points on the board. They're still down 9 points. Which means they still have to score twice to either tie us or beat us. But what they do, they give them a phantom hands to the face call. A phantom hands to the face call. That's what they give them. And why is that hands to the face call so important? Because a couple plays later, Aaron Rodgers throws a 35-yard touchdown, which really wasn't even a touchdown. Because he was down before he got in, which means more time will come out, and it gives the Lions a chance to get a goal line stand. That's just our luck. They gifted the Packers a 12-man on a field call, where in actuality, when that play happens is when the ball is snapped and they got 12 people on the field. The ball wasn't even snapped. The ball was in the center's hands. There was 12 people on the field, and that gave them a first down, and they scored off of it. But let's take a look back at a play that the Lions had, where the Packers had 13 players on the field. Ragnar had the ball in his hand, and they allowed Green Bay to call a timeout. They didn't say that it was 13 men on the field and gave us some yards on that third down when we were up 6. They didn't do that. pass interference on Marvin Jones. I've been hearing a lot of people say, why didn't Patricia throw the flag? Why didn't Patricia throw the flag? Well, if you've been paying attention to the NFL and even Patricia in that situation, when they throw that play, when they throw that flag on a pass interference, it hasn't been overturned. We went through this with Amendola. It wasn't overturned. These calls, it shouldn't have to go to replay for these referees, professional referees, to make these plays. And if it's an issue for y'all to make these plays, there should be an official in the booth in New York or at the game that's in the booth that when these replays come on the TV, he gives a whistle down to the referee and say, hey, no, you got the wrong play. We got the wrong call. That's not going to take extra time. It's not going to take extra time because just like we see it live on replay on ESPN, they see it. And it should be their job to, as soon as the play is over, buzz them down, say, you know, you got it wrong. Or as they're huddling up like the NFL, like these referees do, they huddle up and they make these calls. Had that referee up top saying, nope, this is what it was. This is what we saw. It wasn't hands to the face. It's quick, simple, easy. We don't want to wait till 2020 for y'all to change the shit. I want to know contest. Whether you make it another tie or whatever you got to make it. But that should not be a loss in the Lions book. It's too much. The second one, look what it cost them in the second one. Even though, you know what I'm saying, we shouldn't even been in that position. It stopped us from giving us a shot at tying it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And it just happens too much to us Lions fans. It happens too much to this organization. It's hard enough that we got to go through turning on 97.1 the ticket and hearing motherfuckers like Mike Valenti say same old Lions. And everybody on that show at 2 o'clock sit up here and dog the Lions. If you're not a Lions fan and you don't really care for the Lions, we shouldn't even fucking hear you talk. Take your ass back to New York, dog. Tired of hearing you spew all this hating ass bullshit. That's your gimmick. If you're going to be a gimmick radio host, you need to go to WWF. That's where the gimmicks is at. Be a true sports fan, bro. I ain't trying to say like everything the Lions do, but don't get your ass on the radio and sit up here and act like the Lions wasn't fucked around or fucked over last night. Like the outcome of the game wasn't determined by the referees. Yes, as a Lions fan, do I want 7? But I'll take 3. Them points are points. And them points added up to a 2-possession ball game, and we got fucked over. Take away the penalty, which wasn't a penalty, and the Lions get the ball back. Is that or is that not the truth? Is that not a 9-point game? Is that not a 2-possession ball game? So is that not enough? Did the Lions not make enough plays to win the game last night? Last time I checked, they won a turnover battle. They won a turnover battle. They forced turnovers. They got off the field. And the referees put them back on the field. So miss me with that bullshit. You got to get 7 instead of getting 3. You got points. It's a lot of motherfuckers that don't get points. I bet you the Cowboys would have wanted some of them 3s against the Jets. Come on, man. Come on, man. The Lions made enough plays. They might not have made enough plays to your liking, but they made enough plays to win that game. And they got fucked over again. And they got fucked. And now we got to sit back and watch the NFL say, oh, we got it wrong. Or they probably won't say shit at all. I'm tired of hearing sorry. Tired of this shit. I think Detroit is tired of this shit. These players work too goddamn hard in the summertime getting their bodies ready for this season. It's sickening at this point. It's sickening. I wouldn't be saying, hey, Rod Wood, Martha Ford, somebody call the NFL, get them on the phone. Hey, take a fine. Let them hear you. Let them hear you. Let them motherfuckers hear you. And what you do tell them is this. We're not playing. Sunday versus Minnesota, we won't touch the field. We will not touch the field until we get this shit resolved. We're not waiting until 2020. We're not waiting. We waited, and we got sorry from Atlanta game, from the Seattle game, from the Dallas game, from the Kansas City game, from the Chicago game. We got sorry from all that shit. We're not taking the field. Force our fans' hands to watch something else. Sunday we can watch something else. Maybe I'll watch Power. I'll watch Power early. But I don't want to watch the Lions play this Sunday. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to see my team get fucked over and it's cheated. I'm tired of seeing it. You never know when it's going to happen. I'm tired of it. Maybe Martha Ford should buy a team in the XFL. I'll watch it then. Let's get a Detroit team in the XFL. Vince McMahon, Oliver Luck. Let's get a team in the XFL, a Detroit team. Maybe this league will treat us better than that bullshit ass NFL league. The not fair league. Vince McMahon, let's get on the phone, man. Eminem, somebody, Big Sean, somebody buy into this shit. Let's get an XFL team in Detroit. Put the Lions in the XFL.